Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody that does not cover. We are back. I am loading into the farming simulator save that I had started yesterday. Those of you who have watched, thank you so much. I'm feeling much better than I was yesterday. I do suffer from chronic migraines, and yesterday was a bit of a doozy for me. As promised, as you'll see when we load in here, I have done absolutely nothing. I still have to bring my harvester back up here. And I still have to harvest this field over here. Now, I am going to have to go into my settings, because I did say that we were going to get rid of the cows for now. I don't have a grass field. I can't feed them. When we look at it, I mean, they're 50 months old, and they're all Angus cows. I'm not trying to raise a bunch of Angus cattle right now to sell the beef off. So now I do have a mod on here where I can't transport them without a cattle trailer. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring the harvester up here, because we do have that field of canola that we need to harvest. And then I'm going to take old Yellow there, and we're going to go to the shop, and we are going to lease, not buy, because we're not planning on doing any animals just yet, but we're going to lease an animal trailer so that I can load up the cattle that we have and sell them at the animal dealer. And then we will get rid of uh, the cow pen that we have, because we just that's not something that's within our wheelhouse right now. We don't have it to take care of a bunch of cattle. So we're going to take this. It's just pretty simple on how to put this up. You just look at how many, I don't know if you call them tines or what, that's coming off of this little trailer. Try to line the middle of the header up with it. And then once you've got that, you should be able to drop it, and it will fix it if it's not in the right spot, which, as you can see, that was pretty on par. So we're going to take this combine, which I lovingly refer to as the lobster, because it just looks like a lobster. We're going to take it and we're going to drive it up here next to the canola field, but we are not going to harvest yet. Now, when I do go to harvest, like I said, I will probably speed up that process, because I don't want to bore you guys to death. Because it does take a hot minute with a little bitty harvester like this to harvest something like that. So, Grandpa Walter was right about that. It does take a while, and as we advance, as our experience grows, and we get the money, which we've got the money now, but once our experience grows and we've got the money, we will be able to get a bigger harvester. So I'm just going to drop this guy right here, because I do need room to grab the header off of it and all of that. And yeah, I really don't like teleporting between vehicles. If you cannot tell, I do like to just kind of run up to my vehicles. Now, as we grow our experience, I'll get one of the little, I don't know, I guess you call them a side by side, and I'll use it for getting around. You know, if I'm going to be harvesting a field, then I'll try to park it close to the field so that it doesn't take quite as long to get around, if you know what I mean. But this is about sort of realism, sort of not. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun. And I do have some mods on here that will plainly show you that it is about having fun and not really about the realism, such as the beller that I will buy. It is a round beller, not a square beller, and it has some settings on it that I will turn on that is definitely not realistic. But let's be honest, you really don't want to you don't want to dull your enjoyment of the game because you have to do this or you have to do that. This game has the potential to be very, very fun. It also has the potential to, I mean, just bore the snot out of you to where you just don't want to play anymore. So we're coming up on the dealership. It's right down here. So I'm just going to cut through this parking lot since they lovingly left that speed bump out, or whatever they call it. So we're going to turn this off. We're going to go over here and we are going to lease us. Uh-oh, where do I lease? Come on now. Oh, it's over here. We're going to lease us an animal trailer. So we're going to go down to animals, or aminals, like I jokingly say when I'm speaking to my wife all the time. And we need to get something that will carry, at least 4 cattle, and this one will haul 6. So we're good there. There's also the modded one that will haul everything, including chickens. If I ever decide to do animals, you'll see why that's important. But we are just going to lease this, and it is 1,275. We should make more than that off the cattle when we sell them. So it's all right, The way I figure, if you're making a profit when you do something, it's all good. So we'll jump back in the Challenger. Get herself turned around here. Also, I need to buy a pressure washer for the farm. I do not like having dirty equipment. Now let's see if I can do this without actually turning around. I'm usually pretty good about it. There we go. Alright, now let's drive this thing back to the farm. We'll load up 3 head of cattle and we'll go sell it at the animal dealership. And then we will get rid of a little cow pasture, cow pen, whatever you want to call it. I am armed with a Pepsi Zero and Tylenol next to me just in case my head decides to try to hurt again, because like I said, it does happen a lot. And we're going to turn right down here. I've left traffic on for now. If I wind up getting caught up a lot by traffic, I will turn it off. It's another one of those quality of life things for me. I like to enjoy playing the game. I don't want to have to worry about hitting the mailman or a school bus or something like that every time I turn around. Alright, and there is the barn. The cow pen is right there. So we will just drive right over here to where the symbol is, and it should, there we go, open animal dialogue. So we are going to take all 3 of them. And then I'm trying to remember where the animal dealership is. I want to say it's down here somewhere. I don't really remember. Yep, there it is. We're going to tag it. Even though I'm pretty sure I can get there without doing that, I want to make sure. Then we'll just go out this way. Oh, and if you didn't notice, if you look in the trailer now, you'll see the 3 head of cattle just kind of chilling in there. So, that's kind of your indicator, because it doesn't have a bar like a tipper trailer when you put your crop in it. So if you want to be sure that you're loaded before you leave, just kind of go out of the in-cab view and then look and see if it shows animals in the trailer, because if you don't have anything loaded, it won't show anything. I love Pepsi Zero. Not sponsored. I just like it. So I hope you guys like kind of chillaxed, just kind of vibing videos like this. I figure it would be a change compared to the Warframe videos that I normally upload, which are kind of high paced. Alright, so we will just pull right in here between the cones, try not to hit them, and I hit one. Of course I hit one, I probably hit them both. We will go down here, we will sell the cattle off. And we are going to sell all three. Oh yeah, made $3,500 off that. Beautiful. So now we will go across the street and return the animal trailer, which you don't have to do it that way, but like I said, I do like a little bit of realism. So cut through the gas station. Sorry. Try not to hit the pedestrian. And then over here is where you return / sell or repair equipment. Now we will eventually get a garage for our farm so that we can repair our equipment there. So we will return this, and then we are going to go ahead and repair our Challenger. And we don't need to repaint it. That only matters if it's something that you're wanting to sell. And my way of thinking is, if it is under half on the paint condition, I'm not... Okay, yeah, I'm not even here, guys. Yeah. But, if it's under half on the paint condition, I'm not going to repaint it, because I am pretty sure that you lose money doing that. And this thing has 81.8 hours on it, so it's really not worth much. So it would be kind of pointless to try to paint it. Eventually, we will get, like I said, better tractors, a better harvester. Oh, you know what? We need something here. So let me just back right back up. And I've hit the stop sign. Of course I did. Almost hit the building. Woo. Illegal U-turn. And we're going to get it while we have this tractor. The reason we're getting it with this one, see, it's got a front weight on it. So that makes it much better for this. So we are going to get a fertilizer spreader. We're going to buy this one. It's a pretty good guy. Holds 3,200 liters, and it's got a really good spread pattern on it, 42 meters. Sorry, I was taking a drink of my soda. So as you see, it's got no options. It is what it is. We're going to buy it. And then we're going to buy 3 pallets of solid fertilizer. It makes no difference which one you buy. They both have 1,000. They both cost the same. So we know it'll hold that. Now here's where it's not quite as realistic. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go to this, and I'm going to turn it down to 50%. I'm turning all of it down to 50%. That way it only uses half what it would normally use, but I mean, you could turn this all the way down to 10. It's really just however you want to play. I don't want to have to run to the store twice per episode buying fertilizer, so I do believe that setting it up at 50% is it's pretty fair. Now let's see if I could do this. Yeah. Alright, now, here's where you're going to see another mod that I have. It is a bulk fill mod, which means that I don't have to hit fill every time it empties one. That right there is quality of life. It's not a big deal, but it is quality of life. Now see, this guy is still steering just fine, even with all that weight on the back. Now if I'd brought that little bitty John Deere that I pointed out in the first video, we'd be popping wheelies just trying to drive around with this thing on the back of it. I would have had to buy a front weight to go along with it, and I didn't feel like doing that. So what we will do now is we're going to leave the fertilizer spreader on the back of this. I will take the John Deere that we've got sitting at the farm, and I will hook it up to the tipper trailer, and then we will start harvesting the canola that we have in the one field. And I will fast forward probably from where we start harvesting the canola all the way through cultivating the field that the canola is in, as well as the one that you saw us finishing the tutorial with, where we had to harvest the wheat for Grandpa Walter. Oh, Grampy Gramps, Grandpa Wawa, whatever you want to call him. So we're going to do that. And then I think I left the tipper parked over there. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to jump into John Deere. This John Deere has more hours on it than that Challenger. It's been through the ringer, and it's got 10% damage on it right now. So, yeah, this thing has 92.6 hours on it. So we'll go ahead and we'll get it hooked up here. There we are. I think that I can worm it through here. I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah. We'll just kind of sit it off to the side right now while we get the giant lobster ready to harvest the field. So while I'm thinking about it, I hope everybody's been having a good day, a good week, good year, really. You know, that's even people that I don't speak to anymore, whether we had a falling out or, you know, just kind of fell off from one another, you know, I hope they're having a good time too. Life is too short to wish ill on other people. That's just my take on it. No matter what's happened, you know, I have a brother that we don't speak because of some things that's happened in the past, but I hope that even he's doing well. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start this harvest. Like I said, I'm going to fast forward, so I won't be talking while this is going on. So we'll see you guys when I'm done. I'll probably bring you back when I go to either store or sell the harvest. It really just depends on what it's worth when I'm done, but we'll see, and we'll bring you back once I've got it all in the silo so we can figure out what we're doing with it. Also, while I'm thinking about it, as you can see here, this is it's an AI setting. I'm not choosing an AI worker. I am going to be doing the steering assist, which is what I was talking about when it came to seating in the first episode. You can set this, and it will give you perfect lines to run up and down the field, so that you get maximum efficiency out of your equipment. But there we go. Let's get some harvesting done. All right, and now for the, I don't know, I guess you could call it controversial part. I'm going to bring the tipper up, and I'm going to offload this. Now, what I'm going to wind up showing you is not realistic. So I'm not actually going to put it up under there. I'm going to show you something. So if we jump back in the harvester, and I'm going to hit Alt N because I have a mod installed called Nonstop Crop. As you can see right now, it's showing all of the canola in the harvester. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the header back, and I'm going to put the harvester where it goes. But then I'm going to do something, and you will see it go from saying canola to saying canola in destination. So what it does is it allows you to select a silo or a trailer or something along that lines that you own, that you want the canola to go into, and then while you're harvesting, instead of it holding it in the harvester, it will automatically put it in in the destination that you choose. So I'm just going to get this connected really quick. I can just back it up from here because it goes right into this little barn over here. It's good enough. It ain't got to be perfect. So then I'm going to hit start here. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to choose my silo and see it says set destination. I choose that. Now it says canola in destination. And then I can actually fold my harvester, which means there's no crop in it. Now the reason that I like to do that instead of putting it in the tipper trailer first is, number one, when you get bigger fields, it's a whole lot nicer not having to stop, especially if you have a straw swath coming out of the back. Because sometimes if you have to stop to unload and you were straw swathing, then you will get a giant pile of straw in one spot, and I've actually had tractors get stuck on the straw swath. But we're going to pull this over here. We're not going to load it, not yet, because I want to check and see what it's worth versus its max value. We're not hurting for money right now, so there's no sense in rushing to sell something off. So now we go back in here and you see this little hand right here. It tells me that right now the canola is only worth $11,425. Now if I wait until December, which is when it gets its max value, it will be worth $14,961 or more. Oh, we have bees. What? Hang on. Yeah, I forgot about this. We have bees up here that naturally produce honey. So apparently, oh yeah, they're friendly bees too. They don't hurt you. We've got this. Eventually, we will build the small shed that's supposed to be there. That's going to require cutting down some trees, which I'm not really looking forward to be completely honest with you. I don't like cutting trees down. But there is this thing right here. I don't know what this is for. I guess this is for selling the honey. I don't know. But it says restaurant is the best place to sell it at. So it's going to just grow on its own. But now what I am going to do, because a lot of people don't know this. Let's go into construction. Because number one, I did say we were getting rid of this. The cow pasture. We don't need it. So we're going to sell that off. Now, if you go down to animals and then you tab over to bees, if you put beehives near fields, certain crops will get a increased yield. A lot of people don't know that. Now, some of these beehives are super cheap. Like this one's only 250. So if we were to put that in between these three fields right here and then put one down here, we could potentially get increased yield. It doesn't cost much. There's no upkeep. So that's always a good thing. But now if we get this one, we get more honey. More honey means more money. Yes, it costs more at the beginning, but it's worth it. So we're going to do this, and we will turn it sideways, and then we're going to pop one. Okay, so we're going to do it with the mouse because it's just easier. So we're going to pop one there. We're going to pop one here. Then we'll go down here and we'll turn it a little bit so it's kind of sitting, yeah, just like that. I don't know. Do I want to put it there or do I want to put it over here? Yeah, we'll put it over here. There we go. Now we will get a lot more honey and potentially give our crops a boost, which is a good thing. So we're not going to sell the canola right now. That's been decided. We're going to wait because we're not hurting for money. So we will look here and see what we need to do. I think that we have... This one is seeded, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they seeded it with canola in the tutorial. So we've got this one. It's not fertilized, but it is cultivated. And then we've got this one over here that we need to cultivate. I'm not going to cultivate it yet. Do you see this stubble that's coming off? So when you fertilize fields, it gives you a yield boost. And I'll show you what that looks like. We'll go ahead and we will. Now we have all sorts of room over here. Look at this. I don't know what I'm going to put in there yet, but we'll put something. I'd say I'll probably put a garage over here so that we can repair equipment. Okay. So here's what I like to do. I will get lined up where I know I'm going straight and then just back up until I'm at the edge of the field, which is about right here. Yeah. Turn it back on. Turn on the fertilizer and have at it. I am going to go out of the cab though. It's just easier to be able to tell because you can see, you know, it turns it brown. Gets rid of all the dust that you just spread all over the field. As soon as you get to the end of the field, turn it back off. And then turn it back on. And it should get it with 2 passes. That is why I chose this fertilizer spreader. It is fantastic. And there's that field done. So now we're going to move on to the next field. Like I said, I will get lined up pretty good. I'll back up. Now when I'm in cab, I actually turn it on to get lined up. But here we could do it this way. Turn on the fertilizer spreader. Then once I'm done, I'll show you the bonus that it had. Because if you noticed before, it had 0 on the yield bonus. And I'll show you that again. Actually, I could show you on this field once I get turned around here. All right, let's jump out of the cab real quick. So now you see it says 50% fertilized, 0% fertilized. So there's that. Now, when you go over here to this field, yield bonus, it says 52%. You would think that as you apply the fertilizer, it will take it up to 100%, but it does not. It will take it up to about 97%. So if you want that other 3%, there's something that you have to do, and we are going to do it. There are things you need to take into account every time you go to buy an implement, such as the horsepower requirements for it. Because if you have a vehicle that's not rated with enough horsepower to pull that thing, I mean, you might be able to use it, but it's going to be really slow. I made the mistake on another map. I hooked a tractor up to a cultivator that was rated way higher for horsepower than that tractor had, and I didn't think about it. It was a big map. I was doing my own thing, and about an hour into playing, I was like, what's taking that harvester so long? And I go to look, and it was pulling that cultivator at about 1 mile an hour across the field. So it is important to, keep an eye on your horsepower rating. Yep, we'll have to come and do just a little smidge in the middle of the field. That's okay, though. We've turned down the usage on the fertilizer, so we're not going to run out. I wanted to be able to apply both rounds of fertilizer without having to buy more, because it just makes more sense to me. And now I will show you when I finish this field what the yield boost looks like now. And then we will proceed to mulch the 2 harvested fields that we have. And you will see that the boost will be higher. So let me show you here. So you check, it says a 75% yield boost. When we get done mulching these other 2 fields and we seed them, then I will show you the boost on those. Okay, he decided to go the other way. I wasn't expecting that. So what we will do, though, before we buy the mulcher, we will jump into the menu to look at the horsepower for both tractors and decide which tractor we're going to use, and go from there to figure out which mulcher we want. That's a very important thing to keep track of. And then, as you're playing the game and you go to use it, make sure that you grab the appropriate tractor, because I'm fairly sure this tractor has 160 horsepower, and I think that little John Deere only has about 120. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a difference. So now we're going to cut that back off. We're going to back up. And also, the reason I said we're probably going to put a garage over there, if you noticed with the harvester, it's not badly damaged right now, but it does have some damage, and the harvester is the number one thing you want to make sure that you keep repaired, because as its damage grows, it affects the yield that you get on your crops. You will get less, to the point it can lower it down to where you get as little as 40% of what you should get from your field. And it wants me to go. Okay, we're going to do it the way, because I said I was going to use this. So we'll just use a guided steering, and we will do it the way that it's telling us to do it. Even though I'm fairly sure if I'd have just took it free driving down the middle of that, I could have got all that in one pass. It's okay though. As you can see, we've only used about 640 liters right now of our fertilizer, so we're sitting okay. May even be able to turn that up just a little bit. I wanted to be able to get both passes of the fertilizer down on these fields with one fill up of 3,000 liters. And it looks like I'm more than going to be able to do that. I don't know. We'll see. I might leave it. Usually, if I'm playing just for fun on my own fields, I will have it cranked all the way down to 10%, just so that. All right, are we playing this song and dance? I'll get behind you, Mr. Mail Truck. This is what I'm talking about. If I keep on running into this mess, and I'll just turn traffic off. So that is done for now. We will not need the fertilizer again for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, this is something that we will use, twice with each field. So I'm going to have it what I call quick access. So it's going to just be right here sitting in the. All right, so let's turn that off. And we're going to go here and we'll go to vehicles. And we're going to look. So the Challenger, yeah, I was right. It has 160 horsepower. And the little John Deere 3650 has 116. So yeah, I was right again there. Now, the cultivator, the John Deere can pull that just fine. So the John Deere will be tasked with doing the cultivating. We'll probably go ahead and hook it up. This guy, yeah, it's got 15% damage. So we are definitely going to put a garage in and get that fixed up along with the header. Yeah, the header has some damage. I'm not worried about the trailer. The trailer can get all the damage it wants. It ain't gonna hurt anything. Now let's see, the Cedar has a little bit of damage. The John Deere has 11% damage. The tractors, the main thing that happens with them if you let their damage build up is they will use a lot more diesel. Also, another mod that I have a tire wear mod. As you can see, it says a tire wear on the Challenger is 2%. As that grows, you will see the tread go down on these tires. And once it gets really bad, it will start telling me that I need to replace tires. And you will start getting slippage and things like that. It's probably one of my top favorite mods, to be completely honest with you. So I'm going to go to the John Deere. I'm going to go ahead and hook it up to the cultivator. Like I said, we're not going to cultivate the field yet because I do have to get that mulcher. But I'm going to go ahead and put the garage down so that we could repair the tractor. I do like to keep all of my stuff in really good shape. We will get the pressure washer so that we can wash all of the equipment. Just little small odd and end things. So we're going to do construction, go up here, and it's going to be under tools, I think. Yeah. So we'll just do a little garage for now. I'm not trying to put anything in that's going to give me more storage or anything just yet. We have enough storage, I believe. So there's that put down. And then we're going to get this little pressure washer, and we will just kind of, we'll sit it right there for now. So we'll go ahead and hook up to the cultivator, and then we'll just repair them both at the same time. I'm not going to wash the John Deere yet because we're about to get it really dirty. Trust me, it's going to get really dirty with the cultivating. And I'm not going to worry about washing the Challenger yet because it's going to get really dirty with the mulching. And the good thing about the pressure washer is you can move it around. So yeah, we're going to fix this, and we're going to fix this. Now you see the John Deere, it says it's only worth $20,000 because it is old. It's 27 months old. It's got 92.6 hours on it. We will go ahead and move the pressure washer just while I'm thinking about it. Doesn't it look creepy when you're moving this thing around? Like, almost looks like you're cussing at it because you just don't want to be doing this today. We'll get this thing washed up, and then we will remember before we do the next harvest to repair it. But this is filthy looking. Look at this thing. So, I mean, you could just hold this thing in one spot and it will wash it, but realism's sake, I'll go around it like that. See, it's starting to look a whole lot better. I always go just a little bit longer than when it starts looking better because this doesn't cost you anything to use. And then we're going to go over here and start washing this thing up. Now sometimes with the chrome, I don't know if you caught it there, but with the chrome on that header, and yes, I know that I'm not washing the trailer because I don't care about the trailer. It can get as dirty as it wants. That chrome there, if you noticed, when it looked clean, there was still some, I don't know, tarnishment, I guess you could say, on the chrome part here. And as I kept washing it, it faded away. That's when you know those are really, really clean. And some harvesters have chrome on it that kind of helps you tell as well. This one doesn't, surprisingly. I mean, it does right here in the front. And I guess, I mean, if you crash down and you look, it looks super clean. So you know it's good to go. Surprisingly, the harvester has no tire wear right now, even though we just did that field with it. So that's good to go. The trailer has 0 tire wear. All right, so we have 160 horsepower to play around with, so to speak, with the Challenger. So we'll jump in it. We'll go ahead and drive down to the shop. And we will get us a mulcher. Like I said, this is not something that you have to do, but it's a good thing to do just to maximize your yield. I have a mod installed as well that will allow me to produce my own diesel as we get further along. So diesel for me is not an issue. I will be able to make my own. So, you know, the diesel it takes for mulching a field is going to be far less worrisome than that extra, 3% on the yield bonus. Especially when you get bigger fields. And once I've gone so far in this playthrough, I will probably stop playing on this map. There's a couple of other maps I would like to start a series on. One of them is called Submerged Sanctuary. It's super cool. I've been kind of tinkering around with that one recently on my own. It's kind of storyline based. It has a goal for it. I kind of like being goal oriented. Alright, we are at the shop. Let's shut this thing off and let's have us a look. So we need a mulcher. Let's see. Right here. Remember, we have 160 horsepower to play with. This one only requires 130. Yeah, we're not going to use that one because it's very unrealistic. But we can get that one. It's cheap. It's only 21,000. And you'll see what it does. So we will buy it because we want to own it. We don't want to have a bunch of leased equipment. And then I think while I'm down here, I am... Oh, why does it set it that way? Alright. Close your eyes, guys. I'm using an unrealistic mod here, super strength. So I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to turn it around and make it easier to pick up. There you go. Turn it back on. I think while we're down here, I'm going to buy a planter and some seed as well. Let's see. 150, 150, 170. So this looks like the biggest guy that we can go with. I don't really want to use that one. That one takes 200. Okay. 170. I could get the little 2-row planter, but my goodness, would it take forever to seed with that thing. So I think we'll probably just stick with the cedar for now. I kind of wanted to be able to plant other things, but looks like the horsepower requirement is really going to keep me from being able to do that. I really want to get this guy. It's got a pretty good width on it, and it holds a decent amount of seed. It would be enough to get us by, but it's just too much on the horsepower requirements. We've got this guy. It goes 6 meters. Only, what's the combination? Oh, okay. Good deal. I think that's what we're going to roll with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy this first. We will put a front weight on it. Ooh, no, I can't do that. Ooh, see, I about caught myself. We have to get one that just loads in the back because the Challenger has a front weight, so we wouldn't be able to put that on there. Yeah, we'll stick with the cedar for now. Okay. We will just do a bunch of canola crop. That way, we can build up some money pretty quick. All right, let's get up here to the farm, and you'll see what this does. Now, the reason it's called a mulcher, you got all that stubble on the field after you harvest a crop. Well, a lot of the crop. Some of the root crops like potatoes and sugar beets, you don't have anything left on the field after you harvest. So, if you do those, just be advised you can't mulch the field afterward. You don't get that yield bonus. Personally, I try to stay away from those root crops because I just do not like them. Oh, also, if you noticed, I ranked up while I was harvesting that field, so now we are known as a farm hand, not a newcomer. It opened up the door a little bit. I'll show you that when we get back to the farm. I can get a little higher horsepower tractor now. I think I've just unlocked the ability to get, a tractor as powerful as this Challenger. I think, I'm not 100% sure. Well, like I said, we'll look. But I think I have everything I need right now to successfully farm, only because I did turn off weeds and stones, periodic plowing. Fairly sure is turned off. I don't know. Let's have us look. So as far as this goes, so we are tier 2, which means we can get a tractor that's up to 160 horsepower. We could get a harvester that goes up to 400 horsepower now, and we could buy a field that is at least, at most 5 hectares. I don't know how big that is in acreage, but we can hire one helper now. And if we wind up needing money, I could take out a loan up to $100,000. That being said, I will not be doing all the work now by myself because I can hire a worker. I will show you kind of how the mulcher does, and then we'll probably hire a worker for it. Now, to my settings. Let's see. Yeah, I've got crop destruction off. I've got everything turned off right now because I just didn't want to mess with it. Now, I do have a mod as well called Better Contracts. It just gives you a little bit better pricing on contracts you take out, as well as allowing you to complete the field completely, even though because sometimes it'll tell you it's done. And then if you've delivered all the crop and it says it's done, well, you can't harvest it anymore. You can't bale the straw from it. I also turned on field purchase discounts. So say I do, 5 different contracts for, I don't know, NPC Susan or whatever. I don't know their names. It's going to give me a 25% discount. I figured that would be a good threshold. 25% discount is about as much as I need. So let's get back out of that. Let's kind of zoom out here. Let's unfold the mulcher. It doesn't give you a massive width, but it's pretty good. 5.5 meters. Why not? Line up again. The reason I zoomed out like this is so that you can see exactly what it does. So you lower it. You don't have to turn it on because it just rolls with the field. But then as you do it, all that stubble, let me zoom in here and look. You see it's gone. And that gives you a yield bonus. It's, like I said, it's only like 2.5%, but in my opinion, it's worth it, especially if you start playing on much larger fields like I normally play on. There's a little bit of XP for mulching. And I'm going to get it lined up. And then I'm going to set it on an AI worker. And then I'm going to go ahead and just let him do his thing. He will do the complete field. Another thing to look at when you're playing Farm Sim, there are collectibles on these maps that you could collect. And it doesn't look like there's anything in here. But if you walk over here and you look at my heads-up display up there, and that says collect. So if I hit that, I just got $10,000 for finding that old pump. Now, I am not going to lie. I've been playing Farm Sim 25 since it came out. I don't have a clue where the other collectibles are on this map. There are some mod maps where instead of it being, like museum pieces, it's golden apples or Canadian flags. Those are a lot easier to find for some reason. There's that. Now, there's really not much else to do right now while we're waiting on this guy. So I think what I'll do is I'll let him mulch everything. And then I'll seed everything. And right now we're going to be on a level playing field. Everything's fertilized 50%. So when I get done seeding these 2 fields, I'll bring you back in and I'll show you the difference in the yield bonus. It's not going to be much, but it'll be something. See, right now it just shows 50% fertilized because there's no seed in it. So I think I will pause it for now. I might even actually I will stop the video. And I will do all of the mulching and the seeding off camera. I'm just going to plant canola and everything right now because we need the money. And then we'll bring you back in before I fertilize anything. That way you can see the difference. Because you'll be able to see the difference between the field I was just on over here and then this field over here once I seed it. But until next time, guys, have a good day. Have a good week. Be kind to one another. And remember, just because somebody might be a little bit irate with you, a little bit brash, it doesn't mean that they're just a bad person. They could be having a really rough day or a rough week. They could be going through something. So, try to keep that in mind before you're too judgmental. But until next time, bye-bye.